Everybody? It's your boy Taz, and you are looking at or listening to yeah, the intro
It's a lot
podcast.
different live, huh?
It's a lot different. I should have thought about this before I done this, but I kind of just jumped into it. I don't know.
We here now.
I just felt like it would be right
Mm-hmm.
with everything that's going on. I mean, why not? But we are. We make sure we live, bro.
We live.
We all the way live. As
We
a matter
live
of fact,
today, y'all.
um, golly,
Don't get nervous now.
it's different whenever you say you want to go live, but whenever you actually go live, you're like, oh my goodness.
I don't ever go live. I don't know.
You know what? I've never seen you on your personal page live ever in
I
life.
barely be on live on anything.
Yeah,
Period.
I don't. You rarely ever even comment. In the meantime, look, let's start this over and take two. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Taz, and I'm joined with my homeboy. I might as well just do like I usually do. If they listen to the show, they already know what's up.
They know.
I'm joined with my baby daddy. Everybody,
Lord.
it's the one and only.
Jr.
JR is in the house, and you are listening to or you are watching the intro podcast live. I have not been live since last year. My last live, I had my brother with me.
Yeah.
Um,
I ain't been live never.
ever in life.
Never.
As I was saying, I've never seen you do. The only thing live I've ever seen you do face to face is make clothes.
That's and you got to see that in person.
If you don't drive all the way to the boonies where you live,
There you go.
you ain't gonna ever even see that.
Exactly.
But let's talk about before we get into the show. Before we go there, you have introduced me to my new favorite communion juice.
Yes, sir. This is Ciroc Honey Melon. Shout outs to Diddy for this one. This is a real smooth one. It gives me summer vibes. So I was told to pair this with a few different drinks, and honestly, I think I'm gonna make it a little stronger next time.
Well, I mean, we have a whole show, so we can definitely have some fun with it.
We got time.
Man. Speaking of Ciroc and summertime, I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago, I was general manager. Those who know me, who knew me at this point in time, I was general manager of a lounge right down the street from here off of Webb Chapel,
Yeah.
called L Lounge. And this is right around the time that Diddy came out with the summer watermelon or summer melon.
That was fire.
Oh my God. That gave me everything I needed. And whenever I introduced it to the people that were coming in, it became a Monday night hit drink. You know, last week I was telling you every Monday night we had a group of people that came in. It was a special dance called Kizumba.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I need to show you a video.
That sounds sexy. I want to see what that looked like.
It's a dance that I think if I saw it today and I had to describe it or let anybody know what it looks like, it would be the dance where you would get somebody pregnant.
Okay.
With all their clothes on, because it's just that sexy. Like, you're like this close.
It sounds like something you see at Freaknik.
It's
Nah.
the after party. It's the after hour Freaknik.
It's probably the before party.
Oh,
Cause
well-
Freaknik, they was doing some stuff at the Freaknik.
It's like whenever they playing that throwback Keith Sweat,
Yeah.
H-Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody rocking,
Okay, yeah.
knocking them boots.
I can see it. I
Yeah.
need to.
It's
what's the name of it again?
Kizumba.
Kizumba. I need to find somebody that can do Kizumba.
It's hey sis. So I'm gonna tag my sis. Since he said that, I have somebody who actually she's a pro at it.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to see this.
And I know that you like a certain type.
I feel singled out right now for some reason.
No.
But go ahead, continue.
She fits that type.
Okay.
She thick, thunder. She got them thunder thighs that hypnotize. She got that waist to put in your face. Man, I'm telling you. And she's a chef.
Really? So she dance and cook.
Dance and cook. That's all you need in your life.
She don't sound single.
Oh my
I'm
God.
curious about this dance though. I really want to see it now.
It is so sexy, bro. Like every Monday night, they would pack out my lounge and we would have about 50 individuals, and they were all doing this dance. So around 11 o'clock ish, it'd be time to wrap up. So from 11:30 to 12 o'clock, I turned it into ratchet, so they would go from Kizumba to nothing but New Orleans bounce music. I'm talking chopper style, chop chop, like it.
Oh, so you got them out there bouncing.
Oh, that was bouncing. Mount that ass, mount that ass. Mount that ass, mount that ass.
Oh.
Hey, all that.
Okay.
Anywho, our way, man. But yes. So what were we talking about? Ciroc Summer Melon, whatever that was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a nice balance. I feel like, I'm probably gonna mess your head up with this one, but I mean, I like Ciroc being the vodka and all.
Yeah.
But I feel like this one he should have did with the brown liquor.
Brown liquor make me quiver.
But I'm a brown drinker, so I mean I drink it all across the
Yes,
board.
you
But
are.
this feel like something like the effect it got, like the taste it has, the smooth, the feeling of it. It just feel like this should have been like a brown liquor for the summer. I can see this. I can see like Crown doing something like this. Or
Yeah.
Hennessy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, did he do a merger with Hennessy on something with this? Because this
I'll tell you what I
this is
really
nice.
like about this. I like this money green.
That money green bottle, yeah, that bottle is fire. I
Like-
like that. The green on the gold. That's Bishop Don Magic Wine all the way.
And I hope we finish this today just so I can keep this bottle. But shout out what I'm never ever going to forget about my new first love. And it's right there in your face. If you look to
That Grand Carmina.
Kevin Hart, I love you. I promise I do.
We need to tag Diddy and Kevin Hart in this
Right now.
when we get done.
Yes,
Right now, if you want to, go
I
ahead.
need some more Grand Carmino in my life. If you have not had Kevin Hart's Grand Carmino, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah,
It
this
is so smooth.
This is just as smooth.
Yeah.
This is just as smooth. Diddy, we need some more of this.
Yes.
Kevin, we need some more. Grand Carmino.
And if I'm not mistaken, why we sound like alcoholics for one. But
I'm a
The-
liquor
Connoisseur.
connoisseur. Okay, you got it.
and The Rock has one out too, right? Yes.
He does. I can't remember the name of his, but Lil Wayne got one too.
Yeah. I don't like the black bottle.
I haven't tasted either one of them yet.
It's like Mamba or something like that.
Something like that.
That black bottle is strong. It's brown, and you would love it.
Yeah. See, there you
But
go.
I
gotta get
can't
it.
do it because it's hella strong.
And what's the problem with that?
It burned my chest. Look, it burned my chest. Speaking of my chest, wait, let me do this right fast before we get too far into the show. Shout out if you see what I'm wearing today or you have seen what I've been wearing in any of my our previous shows. This is all in response to being an ambassador for this. There's this really, really dope yellow boy who creates clothing. And he just so happened to be sexy too. I'm talking about the one and the only, my co-host, JR. Man, tell them where they can find out more information about you, your clothing, your tap dancing, and your ballet.
Tap dance and ballet.
And ballet.
I had no idea about these things, but of course you can always check me out on my Instagram at LionheartJR. Check out all of my apparel at www.thelionheartcollection.com. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can see more of our collection, and we got some more stuff coming within the next few weeks. You can see shirts like what I'm wearing, what he's wearing right now. If you're looking at our live, if you're listening or watching this later on, we apologize, but
That part.
you should have went live with us.
He'll probably wear muscle tee also. I don't know.
I don't know what you got to have muscle to wear muscle teeth.
So I'm gonna need you when we take a break. I give you some time to make that happen.
I'm not finna do that to nobody. I'm finna show them all of this.
Y'all, he be lying to y'all. He be lying. Look, I absolutely appreciate you guys who are watching now. We have like 3 watching now. If you are watching and you want to respond to anything that we're talking about or just comment on the show, please do so on Facebook. We are able to see it and we will read your comment and respond to you. Let's get right into the show, man. What's been going on?
Oh man. I'm having a week, man. Nothing bad. I'm dealing with my daughter growing up.
Wait, this is
As
like the
always.
4th week in a row.
Always, as always. It's just progressing. Like she's hitting that preteen stage
Yeah,
now,
man.
and it's like getting her to talk. It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Like this is now the point where it's like, okay, mom, I need you to kick up now, cause I some of this stuff I can't talk to her about.
Yeah.
She ain't comfortable talking to dad about
And you know,
some of this stuff.
I was thinking about that last week whenever we were talking. Maybe it's not the fact that she's cutting off from you, but there are some things, like it's different for a son to talk to mom about certain things.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that you wouldn't share with mom. Speaking of mom, hey mom, how you doing? There are certain things that you wouldn't talk to her about.
Right.
Because she wouldn't understand it.
Right.
So just imagine how much deeper it is for a female that's like, Dad, you don't understand nothing that's going on with my body right now.
Y'all don't. If y'all can't see me, this is the stress tension thing I'm doing in my neck right now. But no, I mean, she's to the point now where she's ready to have girl talk, and as men,
Yeah.
we don't know what that means
At all.
but that's where I feel like she's at with it.
Yeah.
And so these are topics that I'll probably never ever know about. Things she'll probably take to the grave, or things that only another woman she could talk to will talk about them with. So
the question is this then, and I know the answer, but for a father who's a single father who's watching, who only has girls, or a father who's watching and who has sons and daughters but needs to know, do she have a female outlet?
Yes and no. I mean, of course, like, you know, her mom's 1,000 miles away, but they talk on a daily basis. She has other female friends that she talks to. It's just different from me.
Because
to
you're
process
used
it.
to being,
I'm used to my little girl.
yeah,
And I'm sure, like all fathers that are watching, any fathers of daughters out there, like, you're used to your little girl, and it's never easy for us to make that transition to when she goes, cause like she goes from "Daddy, hold my hand while we cross the bridge" until she's like, "I got it," and it's like, "Well, wait a minute, like my hand is empty. Like I'm used to this."
And not only that, it's like so I think this goes for sons and daughters. We're so used to being the person that I don't care what it is. I was so used to Matthew coming to me and talking to me about stuff.
Yeah.
And then whenever he hit that age to where it was like, "Hey son, is there anything you want to talk about?" "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
But you know it's something.
You know it's
there.
something, right? You can feel it, like the energy is there. It's something. Was like, you don't want to tell me. It's like, what do you know? What are you not talking to me about?
And you don't want to badger them, because the more you badger them,
The less they want to talk about it.
and they completely push away from you.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much more it is for a father and a daughter, especially in your situation, because you've been there. I don't know if that was the alcohol or whatever that was. He did that on camera.
Oh Lord!
I sure hope y'all saw that.
I hope y'all didn't see that.
Like-
So I got my hair retwisted, and it's a little longer now. So it hit the back of my neck, and I thought it was something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to Ciroc today.
That ain't even a Ciroc. That's my paranoia. Oh
That
man!
right there, he slapped that hell out of his
Oh
own
man!
self.
I thought I was outside. You know, in Texas we got all kind of bugs out there, and I didn't even think about it. Like we indoors. Like we gotta do a show outside one day.
All of that is coming, and we're gonna talk about that in just a second.
Okay.
But yeah, I completely understand it. And for the fathers, whether it's a son or a daughter, or for the fathers who have the daughters and for the mothers who have sons, it's absolutely important that if it's not the other, like if the other half is not the biological mother, if it's not the biological father, sometimes it's okay to have people that we trust as parents to counsel our children, because what happens is whenever we don't have anybody, or whenever they don't have anybody to counsel them, they either counsel themselves or they take advice from their friends. And that advice is damaging as hell, because whenever you take counsel from somebody who has never experienced what you're going through, and they give you this is what I would do if I was in your situation. That's horrible.
That's the story of my life. The story of my life. I didn't have guidance
Mm-hmm.
growing up, and then I ended up being around some people I probably shouldn't have been hanging around. And then you always got them people that be like, well, if I was you,
This is
I would do that.
Uh-huh.
But then like later on down the line, you see them people,
Mm-hmm.
and you see what they had, and it was like, maybe I shouldn't follow that.
Facts.
Like, but if you see them doing better than you, like maybe I should follow that.
Yeah.
But you don't know how they doing better than you.
Yeah.
So it's a stress, especially at this age.
Yeah.
This is where it kicked in for me. Man, I need to get her some mentors.
And you know, I think for me, I definitely went through it, but I'm not gonna say it's necessarily different because it's really not. But for me, growing up in my younger years, my relationship, and you all know I'm completely transparent. I absolutely love my mother with every fiber of my being, but there was a point in time where we didn't have the best relationship.
Yeah.
And there were people who knew that relationship with my mom was stressed. So they saw an opportunity to prostitute a stressed situation to get what they wanted from me.
Can we use a better word than prostitute? Because it sounds like you was giving your ass for cash.
It's amazing that you would say that because I always completely transparent. In some point in time, that's exactly what it came to.
Ooh.
Because and the bad part about that was it wasn't like people would normally think that kind of behavior or that kind of activity would come from somebody in the street.
Yeah.
Mine came from the church. Because they knew what at that time what that relationship was like. When it came down to, oh, you don't have to be here, just come, you can live here, yada yada. They made the picture so beautiful that because the relationship was with me and my mom at the time was so stressed, I just needed an outlet.
Yeah.
Not keeping in mind, whenever it came time, they wanted to buy, appreciation jewelry for the pastor and first lady and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I was fresh out of high school. Or because this pastor will come in, I'm not gonna say his name, I'm gonna keep your name, whatever. But because he'll come from New York and do whatever he do, but then because you're my church musician, you can go travel with this pastor.
They gonna Google all of this later.
Oh, they will. And if you go back into the podcast and you listen to, like, I've literally said this person's name before.
Now you giving clues.
Like, I'll go, like, no.
Don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody. And that's the attitude they had whenever I literally told, before I moved to Texas, I was fresh into a marriage. I lived in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I was fresh into a marriage. And I already knew that it's not the fact that my wife at the time was a bad person, because she wasn't. As a matter of fact, my wife at the time was my childhood 10, 11, 12-year-old girlfriend.
Really? Ooh. Talking about ties.
So I knew she wasn't a bad person.
Yeah.
But because of the reaction to me telling the people who said, and this literally goes back to the previous conversation with our kids or whatever, going to the people who say, I'm here and talk to me, counsel me.
Yeah.
Whenever I told them, don't send me on the road with this pastor no more. Because when you send me to Houston, whenever you send me to Louisiana, you send me to all these places with this pastor's he's literally molesting me or literally having sex with me against my will. You would think because I put my trust in you that you would say, yeah, we believe you, yada, yada.
Or do something about it.
Well, in my situation, they did do something about it. They sent the nigga to my house whenever he came in town again. Not only did they send him to the house, they sent him and the pastor's son at the time
Which don't make it no better.
to ask me, since this same pastor that I just told y'all about, since he's in revival, are you going to come and play for this revival?
I don't want to play for nobody.
I ain't playing for nobody. So it's always it's not necessarily all the time having somebody as opposed to having the right body.
Yeah.
Because the wrong person will take advantage of the weakness. Whenever it come down to a female growing into her, the wrong person can give the wrong advice.
Right. 100% correct.
Which is another reason why you feel like you still have to be the protector, but you don't have the answers.
I'm always be the protector. Both my kids, I'm always be the protector.
Speaking of both of your kids, let me give a shout out to my nephew. I have to. Tez. I'm tagging you, and I hope your father does too.
Tez, my sides are bigger now. I know he's taller than me by like an inch.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's taller than me by an inch now.
It has been,
But-
like a year or so since I've seen him?
Yeah. So he's taller than me at least by an inch. And,
Tez is graduating.
Tez is graduating.
Man.
Graduating high school in the next month and a half. And it just makes me feel old.
It should. I feel old too.
But I mean, I'm gonna always be there for my kids, though. Like, I'm gonna always be that protector. It's like, if my son called me, it's like, Dad, I'm like, okay, either I'm on my way or here it comes. Something's coming.
That boy.
Like,
That part.
something's always gonna be on the way.
Yes.
Like, it's not never a time, and I'm probably a bad person for this, but it's like, with my son being 1,000 miles away, I still do have people kind of looking out for him up
I
there.
have goons. Yes.
I didn't say those words, so don't
I
quote me.
did.
Don't quote me, but my son gonna be straight regardless.
Yes.
So I got people kind of looking out for him all the time. So like if something drastic happened, I'm like, all right, step in, go do this.
Like,
Be discreet.
You know where I'm at, but I know where you are, and my son is going through this. This is the person that's doing it. You already know the neighborhood.
Say, go take care of XYZ. Be discreet.
That
Don't be
part.
seen.
But I think as parents, I don't care.
It's gonna be gone. By the way.
It's gonna be gone because it's halfway there.
Diddy, we need some more of this.
Did he? Shoot. Wait, Keon say we're old.
Are she watching?
Shout out to Keon Ross. I absolutely love you, sis, and thank you for being a part of today's show. You are remarkable, and I love you for your support. I appreciate you. Whether it's this podcast or my music personally, I appreciate you, and I love you just for being a part of who we are and what we do, and who I am and what I do. But she say we old.
I don't know how to feel about that. You right behind us, so if we're in wheelchairs,
You
you're in a
right
walker.
behind us.
You're in a walker, so
Facts.
I really don't care.
But she's so cute, though. Like, you make me want to leave the one I'm with, start a new relationship, but I can't do that because you're already taken.
Somehow he turned into Usher. I don't know how that.
I still want to go to his residency in Vegas because he's
Let's
on
go.
space.
No, I gotta. Here's the funny part. You want to go see the residency show. I want to be a part of the residency show.
Wait.
I want to go get on skates with Usher.
I need you and Tez to be on skates
I
with
knew he was
Usher.
going to say that. I'll go. Honestly, we need to holler at Usher because I would actually go and do that.
Keon, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna be honest with
Did
you.
she comment on there?
Yes, she's commenting.
She's supposed to be.
She told us to save her some. So this is what we gonna wait. So this is what we gonna do because I can almost guarantee you that's not gonna happen. So this toast
I'm
this
at the
to
brim.
you.
I gotta sip some. Hold on.
Yeah, he is leveled up. This is for you, Keon. I love you. But so, and of course, this is not a part of even what we thought about even talking about. But Matthew told me last week. Where I don't know if you are aware, but we celebrated my mom last week
Yeah.
because she passed or whatever.
Yeah.
So Matthew told me whenever I got to the celebration, she was like, no, he was like, Pops. I was like, what? First and foremost, and I'm gonna tag them to this. Have you ever heard of Sexy, Texas?
Sexy. Texas.
Sexy, Texas.
Yeah.
There's a spot in Sexy, Texas called Tipsy Chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I had the fish.
How you go to the Tipsy Chicken and have some fish?
Because I guess that's what they were doing that day. And Matthew was like, get the fish.
Fish fry,
It's
fried
really
up.
good. And it's wonderful. The fries was the major part of the plate, of course. But the fish was delicious. So I get to the celebration for my mom. And Matthew was like, I'm going to Tennessee next week, Pops. I was like, what you mean? You going to Tennessee with who, nigga?
Right.
He introduced me to the people that he was going to Tennessee with. And before I even go into the story, I learned that people have a tendency to judge.
Always.
After I went to this party, I went around, I'm not going to say family members, but I went around some people.
Okay.
And the question came up. They were like, don't you think you need to pop in on your son and all of his friends every now and again, because don't you have a problem with him hanging out with all of the older white people?
No.
I told him, I was like, let me backdoor. She's not even family. She's dating my brother.
Oh, sorry.
She ain't even blood. I asked her, I was like, is Matthew on crack? Is Matthew on ice?
Does he have anybody pregnant?
Does he have anybody pregnant? Is he gainfully employed with these same folks?
I was literally going to say that.
Are these people making sure whenever he's with them, he's 100% safe?
Is he making sure he taken care of?
At this point, nothing that you tell me matters.
I've done my job. And look how he turned out.
But I think that for some people, whenever you're not hanging out with, I'm not even gonna say black people. Whenever you're not hanging out with niggas, not even black people, like you have to hang. Like the mindset is,
If you ain't with us, you against us?
that
Yeah.
I went to this celebration for my mom. Matthew was like, I invited a couple people from work, Pops, because I just we're gonna celebrate mom and we're gonna do what we do.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care. When I tell you, my son had about 25 to 30 total strangers that didn't know me or my mom show up at Tipsy Chicken and made sure that neither Matt nor myself paid for our things, only because they was like, we gonna help you celebrate your mom.
That's it.
And I thought about it. I was like, so whenever this discussion came, I was like, you want me to tell my son to hang around somebody like you.
Who gonna show up half the time
And whenever you do show up,
is judging. I'm gonna drink some more Ciroc for that.
I learned how responsible my son was.
Yeah.
And how brilliant, how intelligent he was, because the one thing I learned about Matthew, and this is just God's honest truth, I learned how smart and brilliant he was one night whenever we were watching WWE. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about Snoop Dogg in just a minute.
Oh yeah.
But one night we were watching WWE, and my son looked at me. He was like, Pops, can I tell you something? I was like, yeah. He was like, I don't want you to be mad. I was like, oh God, he done messed around and done something. I I thought about it. I was like, yeah. He was like, Pops, you know that I know that you're gay. Everything in my body dropped to the first floor
Why?
because I've never intentionally and on purposely done anything in front of him. He's never seen me do no kind of emotional or relational nothing, no hugging, no nothing with a nigga nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And his response to that was, I don't care.
Yeah.
He was like, you're the only Pops I've ever known.
Come on, that's genuine love.
I don't care about what you do. And when I got to the party, what made me like, I'm a thug when I need to. So I'm Pops at this party for Mom.
Yeah.
I met every single person, and it wasn't, hey, this is Taz or this is Troy. Matthew introduced me to everybody at the party, and hey, this is Troy. He's my uncle, but he's my pops because he's the person that I've known all my life.
Yeah.
On the outside, I was like, hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
On the inside, I was like, ah!
All the tears and emotions come out.
Because you have to understand, for me, there's so much judgment for the LGBTQ, regardless to what, if it's, you being in Matthew's situation, being that person, because the world will tell you, you don't need to be nothing to anybody because you don't want to influence anybody. I love Matt as much as I do forever and a day. Matthew will pull a chick every day of the week.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why people be like, oh my God, you should what? Nah, Matthew is his own man.
Exactly.
And I absolutely love the fact that he still had enough love and appreciation for who I've been to him and who he has been to me to be like, this is my pops.
Because that's genuine love and appreciation. You can't get that nowhere. That you can't mimic that. You can't make that up. Like that's just genuine love and appreciation. So
you know
that's
telling
real.
me she loved me. I love you too. I promise I do.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Wait, Keon's son just celebrated a birthday, right?
Yes, sir.
Please shout out nephew.
Shout out to Jalen, another fresh 18-year-old. Him and Taz are like 6 months behind each other.
Yeah.
And they both worry me.
They have to because they're gorgeous as hell. Like they go whenever they are like in their 20s. I feel sorry for everybody's daughter. Keon's son, what's his name again? Jalen. That hair.
Oh wait, hold on.
Them eyes.
Hold on. I'm gonna mess you up.
Don't do it.
He cut the hair recently.
God damn me.
He cut the hair. He ain't looking like Black and Asian Fabio no more.
But you know what? It still don't matter. The skin, that young man, I feel sorry for somebody. Well, no, I don't feel sorry because one thing I know about Keon, she ain't playing them games.
Right. But
she has raised a respectful young man.
She has, and he's doing big things. He's finally got his mind up. I talked to him recently.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows where he wants to go for college. He knows what he wants to do. So
yeah.
My only advice was to follow his own path.
Yeah.
Don't listen to what anybody else has to say. Follow his own path.
You just gave me another topic that we have to talk about in 2 seconds. But I have to say this. Any run-in or any communication that I've had with Jalen since the first day I met him, which was whenever we all went to State Fair.
Yeah.
That is one of the most respectful, just honestly, just golden young men. Because like today, if you go on TikTok or you go on social media, a lot of the young people now has a I want to live like what social media show me.
Exactly. And he's the
He
exact
don't
opposite.
care.
Yeah.
Tez don't care.
Exactly.
Matthew don't care.
Right.
You're either going to accept us for who we are
Exactly.
or get off on the next train.
Exactly. And I love that about them because they don't care about society norms or society standards or whatever the case. Like, they're literally their own person. And I feel like if more people were that way, then society would be a lot different. We got too many people trying to appease to other people. And it just, it creates this funnel of BS.
Yeah.
That, my phone's going off and everything. I'm not used to this live thing.
I think one of the things that, and if y'all don't agree, comment, unfollow me or whatever. One of the things that a lot of parents today at our age that have kids are lacking, or the kids are lacking, or the parents are lacking in duty of, is I'm your father, not your friend.
That part. Because you want to have it.
I promise we ain't talking about none of the stuff that we
None
plan
of
on
the stuff
talking
so
about.
far, but this is good though. But personally, as a parent, I feel like your job is to make sure that your kids know that you are there for them. They can talk to you about anything, but to be your own person.
Facts.
I'm not your friend. I'm your parent.
I'm not your friend at all.
So don't ever get too comfortable and talk to me like I'm one of your little friends.
Yeah.
That's what my mom always said.
Yeah.
I'm not one of your little friends.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna never be one of your little friends.
Wait,
but you
I'm
can
gonna
talk
test
to
your
me.
mother's skills. And I'm gonna start saying, I'm gonna see if you finish it. My mom used to tell me, I brought you in this world.
I'll take you out.
Come on, church. Come on, church.
Oh, I got that. I got that way more frequently than you would like to accept.
Man, look, my mom did not play. Like, as holy, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost as she was. Nigga, I brought you here. The moment you raise your voice, my mom would tell me, I can be 100 and you can be 99.
Exactly.
I would still beat that ass.
Right. Yeah.
And I think to, like, now, and it's not all parents. Some of us now were, because we were raised like that back then, we carry that into our now. But there are a lot of parents who are now, who didn't have that, to where whenever you look at them and their child, you can't tell who's who.
Yeah. And they actually, they're proud of this.
Yes.
And you got parents doing TikToks with the kids and all of this stuff. And it's like, to me, that's part of trying to be their friend.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care that much. I might do a TikTok or two with you here and there.
Yeah.
Am I going to be on there every week trying to get subscribers off of your subscribers? Absolutely not.
And there are certain TikToks that I'll do. I don't want to be a part of the latest team dance. I'm not trying to do all that. No.
I can't do none of that.
I'm 41 years old.
I'm almost 40. I can't move like that.
But what I will do is
move
a
like
line
that.
dance.
I couldn't move like that when I was in my 20s. I ain't going to lie to you. but I'm not going to fixate myself on trying to be current and trying to be hip for these kids. I'm your father.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always going to be.
Yeah.
Before anything else, I'm your father. You're going to look at me like that, and that's how I'm going to look at you as my kid.
Yeah.
Regardless of what age you are or whatever point you are in life, that's what it is.
And I think for the most part, for a kid, for the son or the daughter, it raises a level of either respect or disrespect, because let's say I'm the parent that want to be your friend, that want to be down because I feel like I need to communicate with you on your level, so I'm gonna do what you do, talk how you talk, whatever. But whenever I want to cross over into, no, listen to me, I'm dad, I'm pops.
See, now
They look at me like, but you just.
Exactly. You was just my friend.
Right.
A moment ago. Nah, you going to know at all times I'm your father before anything.
Yeah.
You going to know that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be your little friend or none of that stuff. Like, I'm your father.
All day.
So there's a level of respect that needs to be there at all time, and there's a level of respect for you as my kid that's gonna be there.
Yeah.
But just know, I'm gonna tell you like it is, not how you want to hear it, and I'm not gonna, treat you a certain way
Yeah.
because you are my kid. I'm gonna tell you what's right and what's wrong, and let you make your decisions based on that.
I learned, I want to say it was either Steve Harvey or, I don't know what I heard this from. Hey, Simona, how you doing, love? Woo, that part. Hey, sis. Thank you also for tuning in. You are one of my biggest supporters personally for my music and for the podcast. And I just appreciate you for watching us right now and being a part of what we are saying and who we are. Do me a favor, anything that you would like to say to comment, please do so. And I will make sure that we read your comment and respond. What was I about to say? God, I had a brain fart just that fast.
It's way different on live, ain't it?
It is. What were we? I blame it on Ciroc.
Blame it on Ciroc?
Yeah.
It's half gone. So.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Oh, okay. Do it in your I Am Travain voice, though. Do it.
That don't exist right now. I learned how to fight the right battles. And whenever I need people to know me by music, I need to make sure that there is absolutely nothing in me.
Oh, Lord.
Because I'm not trying to crack or do no odd notes.
He make it seem like he ain't like he ain't got vocals outside of this. Like,
but I have alcohol inside of this.
What that mean? Your vocals still work the same?
No.
They do?
No,
They do?
Not mine.
Do we need a break right now?
No, I'm good.
No, we've been going for a while though. I think we might need a break. How long we been going for? Cause we don't do this live stuff on a normal basis.
Samantha said, I just want you guys to know y'all are doing an amazing job with the podcast. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
How you do it? Is this it?
That's it right there.
That's it.
I'm not going to do it. I can't do it, but my fingers don't work like that.
Oh, Lord. Ciroc done got to you that bad.
Ciroc got me. I absolutely appreciate you, Simone. Thank you for tuning in. I know that you are probably at work right now because it's right around 3 o'clock. But we definitely appreciate you for tuning in and being a part of who we are. If y'all can see, JR got all of his legs out.
I don't know he was gonna point that out at some point. It's hot today. It's not. It's a cool 92 degrees in Dallas.
I was trying
today.
to figure out how to dress. Because, whenever you wake up in Dallas, it'll be one thing, and then the next second it's something totally different.
What did Cat Williams say? He said, I got on rain boots, so some shorts and an umbrella, because I don't know how the weather's going to be this evening. That's how it is in Dallas.
Who said someone said we are some nuts. Okay. Gosh, she threw me off with that. Let's talk about this. Before I get too intoxicated, I want to say, in my sober mind, I am excited, and if don't nobody else really understand the struggle of what's been going on in my life, JR. I think I text you and get on your nerves a whole lot. Intentionally,
you don't get on my
on
nerves.
purpose though, because for those who I may even say those who don't know, because there are certain parts of our lives that we're never ever going to share on social media. But for this particular point of my life, I absolutely want to share with a purpose. Since September of last year, I've been in and out of the hospital. Doctors still don't know what's going on, and I'm still dealing with it. But what she said, the same thing. I have literally been, for those of you, and I have to make this disclaimer up top. I've been living either by the favor of God or just by faith in somebody that some people don't even believe or understand.
Yeah.
Because I haven't necessarily had a job where I'm clocking in for anybody since September, because with what the doctors are saying, they can't find a reason why, as opposed to my health.
Yeah.
When I apply for a job, they're basically saying, we can't hire you because what your health situation is far beyond what we can take. And I'm not gonna lie. In being a human being, you know, you go through certain things and you get discouraged.
Yes.
And when it seems like the world or whatever you're going through, and I say this and keep in mind, I have full faith and full acknowledgement that God is who He is. But sometimes we go through things and it seems like it's bigger than anything that we know. And I allowed at sometimes for those things to infiltrate my faith in God, to infiltrate if I'm ever going to come out.
Yeah.
I shared with you and I shared with the audience a couple shows ago that I discovered Pastor Michael Todd, Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, on social media. And one night I was watching them on TV with my cousin. I was like, I like how this guy preaches because he don't use all these big words.
Yeah.
Like he talk just like we talk right now.
As you should.
And I was like, I can get behind this guy. So I decided of course he's in Tulsa, I'm in Dallas, so you know it's not an in-person ministry church or whatever. But I was like, I'm going to join Transformation Church Tulsa, Oklahoma. Started paying my tithes and religiously listening to his shows not shows, but listening to the live church services every week, whatever. Start paying my tithes and whatever, because you know I'm just that guy. I was raised on give God what's his at the top of the game or whatever. Today, like literally today, I literally started a job, even in my situation, with the Hilton Hotel. And it's not just any job. Like, it's a job that even in my health situation, I'm good with it. And I appreciate the fact that I learned how to give God what's his, but then I also have seen that when I honor what Pastor Michael Todd preaches, as opposed to paying tithes and yada yada yada, I learned that what he preached is actually productive.
Oh yeah.
To where I was able to walk into a job. My interview was like this. Park my truck.
Do it again.
Walk into the hotel. I'm at the front desk. I'm like, this is who I am, and I'm here to see this person. Keeping in mind, he's a pastor, the manager of the HNIC of the hotel.
Yeah, to change it up. Huh?
He's a pastor.
Okay.
That I interviewed when I first, over 15 years ago, let's say 10 years ago, started this show.
Really? Wow.
Because he's a recording artist also.
Okay.
He's over this entire hotel. He walks out, he's like, you want the job? Like,
What an
yeah.
interview.
If you want the job, it's yours. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna da. Okay, it's yours. Today was my first day. When I look at stuff like that, I'm like, okay, Simone, I got you, love. Thank you so much, Keon. I walked into something that required some things that I didn't necessarily have.
Yeah.
But because of my relationship with God and because of my relationship, that's why I tell people, be careful what you post on social media.
Yeah.
Because you never know who sees what you post that you may need one day.
True.
You can say the wrong thing today
And turn somebody completely off.
that you're going to need a year from now.
Yeah.
But because I've been credible and I've just been me, like, don't bring me to your establishment and think or feel that I'm going to dumb who I am.
As you shouldn't.
You're going to get all of this
Yeah.
all day long.
Don't try to water me down.
Just like this ain't watered down. Don't water me down.
I don't know how I feel. Mine is more clear than yours.
Yours is clear. Yours, yeah. But I was able to, and I literally think, and of course people will say, you know, whatever, you're XYZ, yada yada. I didn't get this position because I'm perfect.
Right.
I got this position because I'm faithful in who I am. You have a lot of people that want to pretend to be something that in reality, the truth behind who you show that you are and who you really are is totally different.
They can't hold up to it.
That's why I tell a lot of recording artists, whether you local or you a major, I don't care about what you give me on stage. Remember the show we went to?
Yeah.
I don't care about how good you sing.
Right.
Whenever you're not on stage to where you have to be somebody, let me see you or let me talk to you or see if you respond to me when you're not on stage.
That's the whole thing. And that's why it's certain artists, which we talked about already, that I don't really approve of, is because they got a different persona when they off that stage.
Yep.
Like, I was always taught that you pay attention to who the top person is in the room
Yeah.
and how they treat the bottom person
Yeah.
in the room is. Because how they treat that person on the bottom is how they're going to treat everybody else that's underneath them. So I treat everybody with respect across the board.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then, yeah, we kind of got an issue.
Charlamagne the God, of course, my disclaimer, I absolutely love the Breakfast Club, and shout out to the Breakfast Club, because in a couple of days you'll be able to watch them on BET and VH1.
Yes.
Breakfast Club, but you can also listen to them on iHeartRadio. He made a statement in his book Black Privilege. I want to get this right. It's not about how you treat me in private. Because when it comes to a private conversation, you're going to say what you have, not what you want to say, but what you have to say. But whenever I'm not of value, and I'm just approaching you either after a business deal or before a business deal. How do you talk to me then?
Right.
How do you respect me then? What do you call me then? Because that's what matters, because whenever you're trying to get something, you will say all the right things.
Exactly.
Even if you don't mean it.
How do you talk to that person after you got what you got and
Facts.
there's nothing else that you can get from that person?
Facts.
How do you treat that person?
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's huge.
And I say that because, which is a wonderful, wonderful, and I probably shouldn't talk about it, but I'm doing it anyway. If they watch it, they watch it. So today on my first day of work, I work for a branch of Hilton Hotel. Hilton Hotel.
What is this about?
Hilton
What is it?
Hotel.
You got your Mr. Burns going.
So I posted on Facebook. I was like, it's somewhere along the lines of, I'm just grateful to have a job. And it just so happened to be I work for True by Hilton in the Colony, just in case you're in the area. I appreciate the individuals where it was just an encouraging congratulations, or those that were like, those who I know have been just supporters of not even the business part of me, but just the man.
Yeah.
But what surprised me, but at the same time didn't surprise me, was the individuals who literally let it be known what their focus is whenever it comes to me. And their focus was, let me get in on them discounts.
What can I get out of you, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and these are people who I've actually tried to either communicate with or people I've showed interest in because I feel like, we can date or whatever.
Yeah.
Crickets.
But now that I got something that you want, well, now my value level goes up for you.
I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because, like, the audacity of people to see and be bold enough to make that statement knowing that before today, you didn't even communicate with me.
Right. Didn't even respond to me.
Now, what I would say is this. I got one comment, and I absolutely respect him for it. He was like, I work for this company.
Yeah.
You work for this company. Let's do business. I'm here for that because it's a give and take.
System. Yeah, the barter system. Yeah.
But for the person that says, what's up with them discounts? Nigga, ain't none.
Right.
I don't know you.
Nobody. I don't know you.
And if I did know you,
I don't know you.
I don't know you. Because you just want a discount.
Right. I ain't heard from you. I ain't talked to you.
And when I did talk to you,
don't know
because
me.
I wasn't that.
Right.
You ain't know it.
You ain't supported nothing I've done before.
Nothing.
Now that you want something, you want in? Nah.
Which is why I tell people, don't count somebody out because they are not now who you want them to be because they're going to become that and so much more later.
The funny part is that we're always told, even as young kids, this one statement is so common, but yet when we become adults, it seems like people forget it.
Mm-hmm.
It's treat people the way you want to be treated.
And that's the most simplest rule in the book.
And it's so easy to do.
It is.
But yet people do the exact opposite.
Absolutely.
People want to treat people as if they're disposable, as if they're, they don't have any value.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just amazing. I really don't get it. How people can treat people like they don't matter until they have something that you want. It's like, I want you to treat people as people. I want you to treat people, like you said, the way you would like to be treated. So to me, I try to treat people with kindness and courtesy, regardless of where I go.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a job.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing something. Like, most of these people don't even like their job. People are doing a job because that's their job.
They have to make a living.
That's their paycheck.
Yeah.
But I have this thing that I do, and I kind of got this from Shaq. I will kind of make a person feel special in the lowest position possible because they need to know that they matter too.
X.
So I don't know if you follow Shaq at all, but he's probably one of the most influential people to me.
I just need to be in a restaurant whenever he want to pay for everybody's bill. That's what I know about Shaquille O'Neal.
But Shaq is a big tipper, and Shaq does a lot for people randomly. So that's why I love Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq will tell people, especially like waiters and waitresses, it's like, the faster I get my food and the better customer service you have, the bigger tip you'll get. Shaq has tipped people more money than his meal has costed before.
I want to walk into a restaurant, and whenever I order my food, whenever the waiter comes to the table, I want to get to the point to where me, you, and anybody who works for this company, I want to be able to put $300 down on the table and tell the waiter, this is literally yours.
We gonna get there.
But if you give me sucky service, I'm taking away.
I'm taking away $1 for
every request that's not made, or however long it takes for you to come to the table.
Like I try to understand people. Like, I understand, people have bad days.
They do.
I get that. Understand people probably got like big parties and a lot of work. They probably dealing with an asshole over there. I get that. 100%. But that don't mean that you treat the next group of people that you end up serving. You don't treat them based on how you were treated before.
Yeah.
You don't take that energy with you. So the people that know how to, separate that, I'm a gracious tipper myself. If I go anywhere,
you are.
I try to tip accordingly. If I get great service, I'm gonna tip that person like I appreciate it.
What service could I grant you, then, sir? I need your tips. I'm just saying.
You don't need no tips because you are international recording artist. I am Trevane. Don't discredit yourself.
This guy is
Don't
full
discredit
of it.
yourself.
He is full of it. I promise
Don't
y'all.
discredit yourself now. Y'all go on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you get your streaming music.
Go to
from.
jrtapdanceandballet.com.
This is not accurate at all. There will be
Look.
no tap dancing or ballet.
Look, hey, you are listening to or watching the intro podcast.com. You are listening to or watching the intro podcast.
Come on, let's do it without doing it over. Come on, you ready?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Taz, and I have the one and only
JR.
in the house with me. Hey, look, you are listening to or watching the intro podcast. We are going to be right back in just a second. We have to pay some bills, but we're going to be back, and we're going to actually talk about what we plan to talk about because we ain't talked about none of that.
None of that so far. But we'll be right back, y'all.
In just a second. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is our first live, bro. Like, was just literally just me and you, and like we're live.
Yeah,
So
live.
whatever we mess up on, we just mess up on. But if whatever we get right, congratulations. Hey, today's show, let me do this. I could not do this. We could not do this without our sponsor, Diane Klein. She is an independent associate with Legal Shield, offering legal services starting at $29.95 and identity theft starting at $19.95 a month. They provide a will, living will. They assist with moving violations, contract reviews, consultations, and so much more. For more information, contact Diane Kleins at 214-881-5225 or at DS Kleins, that's Kleins with a C, dskleins.ladiesofjustice.com. I absolutely use this service in my life, and they have been able to assist me in a lot of my legal matters, whether it was driving or documents or contract reviews for music or all of the above. So more information, again, please contact Diane Kleins at 214-881-5225 or at dskleins.ladiesofjustice.com. Bro,
Yeah.
I showed you today my number one reason for loving Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
When I tell you I am forever a
Man.
fan,
Snoop is gonna always be that dude.
always.
He gonna always be that dude. Snoop can go anywhere and do anything just because he's Snoop.
He has shown me how you can come from whatever you're coming from and become who you are today.
Yes.
I know the truth, but you know I'm a wrestling fanatic.
Okay.
Yes, I know the truth, guy. I'm not that clueless. But this past weekend was WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This is where it was the end all to be all. Like, you have been trying for 365 days. You have been trying to reach a level of I'm this in the WWE.
Yeah.
But what I didn't expect this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Well, I'm not gonna say Saturday. I didn't expect Sunday to saw what I saw with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Snoop
Would've never
Dogg, and
thought.
of course you'll probably I don't know if I have the video to edit in on top of this. Snoop Dogg versus The Miz.
Yeah.
So the Saturday night, they were in the ring, and The Miz was like, "I challenge anybody who's anybody." It's basically me paraphrasing. If you want this smoke, come get it.
Basically. Yeah.
Snoop was like, "Oh."
Oh, really?
So there was another guy who came from the locker room who was like, "I want this smoke." Of course, it was all rehearsed, but the guy came out and whooped The Miz's ass.
Yeah.
So last night, The Miz decides. The Miz was literally the host of the whole WrestleMania along with Snoop Dogg. So The Miz decides last night, rehearsed, but After my disclaimer, I don't want people to think I'm that slow and actually whatever. And Miz was like, "Oh, you decided to bring him out to fight me, and my suit was worth this much money. The suit was really dope." And yada yada yada. So then Snoop brought out Shane McMahon, which is the son of
Ed McMahon.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he came down, he done his little cute dance or whatever. They started fighting or whatever. And Shane hurt his leg or hurt his knee or something.
Yeah.
So Snoop gets mad. He's like, "Oh, you gonna put my boy down like this? This is what we do?" Ah, da, 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 da. Like he wants some smoke.
Yeah.
That's all Snoop do.
At all.
But it was cute because as you seen, and hopefully I have the video in right now.
We gotta post that video.
You saw how Snoop did his little
Just look back and forth.
back and forth.
And then the elbow drop.
Elbow drop.
Bam! Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Snoop, you are forever the GOAT because you have crossed over from Death Row to Martha Stewart to WWE."
Now, me just thinking about that. Thinking about where Snoop has been
Mm-hmm.
throughout his years. What lane has Snoop not touched so far?
Facts.
He's been everywhere.
Facts.
Snoop is probably one of the most marketable men on the planet today.
Facts. Yeah.
Snoop can go anywhere
Yeah.
and be known, respected, and do what he want to do.
Because he's also a commentary for what is I think it's boxing.
Yeah,
Like he's everywhere.
Snoop do what he want to do
Yeah.
because he's Snoop.
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna tell Snoop no?
And what it does for me is it lets me see or lets me know that I don't care where you've been or what you've done. You always have an opportunity to change how people see you.
Everywhere.
Because I remember murder was the case that they gave me
Not even how people see you, but there's always an opportunity in everything you do.
to change that visual.
Yeah.
And he's changed that from murder was the case to cooking with Martha Stewart.
Who? The funny part is he got less cases than Martha Stewart.
Man.
So it's just crazy to see where he's been and what he's done
Yeah.
today, from 1991 being this so-called gangster rapper
Mm-hmm.
to now. Snoop is what? He's about 50, and to be able to have access,
And he looks good at 50.
right, to be able to go to different lanes whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
That's an amazing feat. Most people will never ever be able to touch that lane
Mm-hmm.
at all. Snoop can go wherever he wants to go, do whatever he wants to do, and people are going to respect and appreciate him for what it is.
And
You got the
he's-
video up there?
Yeah, but that's not what I wanted. I'm trying to get out of it now. It's even looking at the video, you can tell that he really didn't mean, like, I'm not gonna say he didn't mean, but he didn't put no effort behind it.
Well, you got to remember he's 50.
He slowly jogged to one thing, slowly jogged to the other thing, and I can only imagine Miz is laying down like this,
Right? Just waiting on
just
him.
looking at him, knowing that whenever he start falling, my rehearsal is to make sure that my body,
Jumps.
yeah,
But you know who I felt like had a big amount of respect for this whole scene?
who is that?
The Rock.
Yeah,
Because this
Yeah.
to me, this is The Rock's move.
yeah,
You go side to side and you drop that elbow.
yeah.
Boom. That's what he decided to do. Out of all moves in the history of the WWF, that's what Snoop Dogg decided he was going to do.
It was cute. If nothing else, it was cute, and it caught my. I posted on Facebook and on Twitter. I am forever a Snoop fan
Always.
because he is the epitome of, regardless of where you started from, this is who you can become.
Exactly.
And I tell individuals every day, I don't care what life has given you to cause you to be who you are now. You have an opportunity to do something different. And Snoop is literally that.
Yeah.
Murder was the case that they gave me.
Right.
So what, like I'm sipping and I'm smoking with Martha Stewart.
And cooking with Martha Stewart. What else can anybody else do? Nobody else can touch the things that Snoop has done.
And and not only can they not touch, don't limit yourself.
Exactly.
It's really conventional to say because this is how I was born, this is the neighborhood I was born in, or this is what my visual has been. This is gonna be me.
Yeah.
But whenever you look at somebody like Snoop that can literally say, "This is where I was born. This is what I've seen. This is what life has dealt me.
Right.
But this is who I've become." The but is the big. The butt is the big part. A whole bunch of people have a lot of big butts. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna talk about them, but there's a lot of people with a bunch of big butts.
I don't even know where that just went.
No, but you're gonna know when I say this. Shout out to my Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican family that watches us. So you automatically know.
Wait. We also got a shout out to our African people that's watching us overseas.
Absolutely.
Over in Africa. Shout outs to the people over in where they at? Nigeria? Ghana? Where we at? I don't know.
I think it's Nigeria.
Nigeria. Shout out to our Nigerian fans that watch us every Monday.
Shout out to V.
Did you forget her name just now?
I didn't forget her name, but the Ciroc did.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, V, on everything that you have going on in your life. Absolutely love you. Shout out to Stephanie Carrier, who is watching us on Facebook. I appreciate you for watching us, and thank you if you decide to comment.
Stephanie who?
Carrier.
Okay.
That's Lake Charles, Louisiana High School.
Okay.
Love her. She's dope. She used to sing with me. You know, back in Lake Charles, I did the whole church thing.
Uh-huh.
No, so in high school, LaGrange High School, and I have to say this because there are other people who would take credit for it. I went to a high school that had no gospel choir. They only had the choir that did the woo, da, 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 whatever.
Can we do it again?
Woo, yeah. Shut
the
up.
Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Act.
Sister
Is that what that
Act, so I was like, I understood that there were so many other students who were really, really dope singers,
Yeah.
but would never join a high school choir because all they done was the opera stuff. So I decided my freshman year, like, I've always been the person to go against the grain.
Yes,
Freshman year of high school, I found a teacher who was just as daring as I was. And I was like, y'all don't do nothing during February. He was like, no, we
You didn't call that out, did you?
No, I did. I thought so. I was like, so why don't we do anything for Black History Month? Yeah. He was like, whatever. I don't know. I was like, let's try this year to do a Black History event in the auditorium.
You pulled a Huey from the Boondocks, huh?
He was crazy enough to believe. From my freshman year to my senior year of high school. And this is the part of me that I learned to say, regardless of what the establishment have said, you don't know what doors is available unless you try it. Because I'm in high school, they have their own lane. This is what we do. This is what we don't do.
Oh, yeah.
I just happen to find the one teacher that says, okay, you want to do something for Black History Month? Let's go. So my freshman year of high school at LaGrange High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana, we done our first Black History show, and I decided to say, let's form a gospel choir.
How'd that work out?
First year, I had about 6 or 7 students that I knew could sing. I had about 2 or 3 football players. Charles,
Smile. Oh,
no,
first
no,
of
no,
all.
Charles Ellis.
Oh, you calling out names now.
Charles Ellis at the time was one of the, like, if you knew LaGrange and like one of the popular football players, his name was Charles Ellis.
Yeah.
He sang in the school choir. So, whatever, you're going to join the gospel choir, whatever. So we sang whatever. It is what it was. By my senior year of high school, again, still at LaGrange, I want to say my senior year, my graduating year of LaGrange, I had about 15 to 20 students who decided to say, although I probably won't sing with the school choir, because the school choirs, those that went, they done all the competitions, the whatever, and they wasn't gonna do that, but I knew they could sing. Or they heard about somebody at the school who wanted to develop a gospel choir. They were like, well, since I know I can sing, it's a gospel choir. And if you go into Lake Charles, anybody that knew me from church, because I was the musician that sang. So I'm going to trust the fact that this student, my fellow student, doing what he do, whatever, to where now, I don't know if it happened my senior year was the first year that LaGrange High School had a gospel choir in the yearbook. Although it wasn't documented in the school, like the bylaws of what LaGrange was, if you look in the yearbook, LaGrange had a gospel choir.
Oh.
That didn't even exist. It only existed because throughout that my freshman to senior year, like we went around and we just sang places.
On y'all own.
Yeah. But now the gospel choir, because of who, if I'm not mistaken, she's probably still over at Ms. Williams. The gospel choir is now a thing, but it wasn't a thing until I made it.
Until you got it there.
And that goes to say, don't be afraid to go against the grain. A lot
Never
of us
be
have wonderful ideas of what should be that are not. To what if we look at what's not right now, it'll never become.
That's it. Never be afraid to go against the grain. Never be afraid to push the envelope. Never be afraid to go against what somebody who said you couldn't do it or somebody who said it doesn't exist. Never be afraid to go against that person and make it exist. Because from that point, it could become the norm.
Yeah.
But no one would ever know if the idea that you have never goes against the grain.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer in that.
And like I got to a point to where I was like, even for my fellow students, I was like, y'all gonna sing with me or y'all not. But I know I don't care how my school year went, from the time school started until January 31st of that next year. I knew that the entire month of February belonged to me. Because
It's my time to shine.
Because after that leading up to that particular event at the school, because like they literally shut down all the classes that day. Did nobody have a class, and we were all in the auditorium. So you don't have to like me at all, but that one day you would have to sit down in the auditorium and respect who I was.
You have to listen to my voice. You have to listen to what I say. You have to listen to who I am.
You have to listen to all of these other students who probably really didn't like me, but they love to sing.
They'll be all right.
So like we we created something that wasn't even that.
which is highly commendable.
In retrospect, not even in retrospect, I'm not gonna look back. I'll say this, even for you, Mr. Lionheart, exquisite, again, tap dance ballet.
Don't know where this tap dancing ballet comes from.
Y'all should see his tap dancing ballet. It's ridiculous.
It
I
doesn't
absolutely
exist.
love
I
it.
don't know where he gets this thought from.
He done said that we are killing that bottle.
We are.
We like
It's about to be gone.
we right there.
It's about to be gone.
By the time we leave, it
we
shall
need
be
another.
empty.
We need another.
We do. Stephanie Carey, I gave you a shout out already. It just goes to show, sometimes it's not that the change is not needed. The right person haven't stepped into the position to make that change.
You're right.
I'll never say that the grunge didn't need that, but did nobody want to step up to it? Did nobody have the vision? I'll never say that whenever it came down to fashion and creating and designing clothing, did nobody want to step up to it? But you had the brains enough to say, this is an element that needs to see X, Y, Z, so let me create that.
I'm also not gonna say that
Here we go.
that the music that needed to be created
Negro.
to bring R&B back instead of just having emo rappers out there didn't need his own lane. So I Am Trevane didn't decide to create some dope R&B music that's available on Apple Music, Spotify, and all streaming platforms.
All that.
Yeah, we're not gonna bring that up.
Shout out to what's your name again that's just tuned in, Eric Pope. Thank you for watching and tuning in and being a part of who we are and what we do. We have a couple minutes left to where if you all comment on anything that we are saying on the show, or you just want to talk about something to where we will talk about it. Shout out to my co-host JR, Exquisite Custom Design, right?
Exquisite Custom Creations.
That part,
on
yeah.
Instagram
And then what's the
Facebook,
other one?
The Lionheart Collection.
The Lionheart, which is what I'm wearing right now.
Correct. Let's go and send our condolences briefly to this 2-year-old kid that unfortunately. Ooh, I don't even know how to describe this.
I'm not a fighter.
Apparently he wasn't either.
So, let me give a disclaimer before you get into this. Anybody who know, and I'm going to do the whole government, Troilus Trevane Gilmore,
Wow.
a.k.a. Taz, a.k.a. I Am Trevane.
Wow.
If you know me, you know I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
Before I fight you, I would sit down and talk. But within the last 2 to 3 weeks, and I say this loosely, a nigga been ready to find some folk and put gasoline on their dick and let it roast.
Damn, that's drastic. But why do you say such a thing? Because clearly something is
I don't
warranted.
have biological children.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand this generation of fathers who want to do something that like. I don't understand fathers who do what they do. Neither do I understand these individuals that's going into these elementary schools killing these kids. But I'm gonna let you take this because I've been cussed one too many times, and all the people who I want on the TV show won't do it because I cuss so much.
So let's talk about the situation here with this kid in Florida. As a parent, just bothers me. Not gonna lie. This is. I don't even know how to word it, but I'm gonna say this is a tragic um, situation here about this 2-year-old. There's no way in hell I will be completely paranoid
Yeah.
about this topic, but we have to bring light to it. So apparently in St. Petersburg, Florida, the body of a 2-year-old Florida boy has been the subject of a frantic search after his mother was slain. Was found Friday in a lake. Sorry, y'all. This
This
breaks
is
me
the
up.
part that pisses me off.
This breaks me up a little bit, so I'm sorry, y'all. Let me go ahead and read this topic.
Well, this is coming from apnews.com.
This comes from APnews.com. So apparently, the mother was slain and found on Friday in the lake in the jaws of an alligator. As police said, the St. Petersburg Police Chief Anthony Holloway also said the boy's father, 21-year-old Thomas Mosley, will be charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the killing of a boy's mother, 20-year-old Pashan Jeffrey, and their young son, Talon Mosley. Searchers, including dive teams and officers using drones, have been intensely looking for the boy since his mother's body was discovered in their apartment earlier this week, and he was nowhere to be found. Police said, "We're sorry it has to end this way." And I'm sorry, that's actually what Holloway said during a Friday night news conference. This is disturbing, y'all, so I do apologize for my hesitation. Officers searching for this toddler at a lake a few miles from the apartment complex noticed that an alligator with an object in its mouth that they recognized was a child's body. This bothers me. This brings tears to my eye. This actually brings a tear to my eye. Said they fired shots at the reptile, which dropped the body. Basically, which means that an alligator was inside this kid's mouth. I mean, other way around. This kid was actually inside the alligator's mouth. The alligator had started digesting the kid's body. Listen, y'all.
I probably shouldn't be talking about this under the influence of alcohol because I just want to cry right now.
Nah, I mean this is touching, honestly. Like either the little boy got away or the father fed this boy to the alligator. Either way, I feel for the mother and the son in this situation because there's absolutely no way. I don't care how much I hate a person
At all.
I would never feed my kid or a kid. Period. I got a soft spot.
Yeah.
I got a soft spot for the kids. It don't matter if it's my kid or not. I got a soft spot for the kids. I would never, in any way, shape, or form, let a kid be eaten by an alligator.
Yeah.
Like,
And what they do that in?
apparently Florida.
Which will always
Oh man.
my relation to Florida. Whenever I heard this story, will always go back to Charlemagne the God. He said the craziest people in America are from the Bronx or all of Florida. Because you know, a couple of weeks ago or whatever, we done a story about a father who literally choked their child to death. And you have people like me. I want some more. But you decide that because you're not getting what you want the way. And I don't even, this whole, he had mental issues, I'm done with that. I'm completely done with that.
That just seemed meditated to me. That's premeditated.
It has to be. Because you can't just sit around and say, oh, one day I just wake up and because my life is effed up. First person I see.
Ain't no way. A 2-year-old boy?
2-year-old.
Nah. Ain't no way in hell.
Who don't know nothing about nothing.
Ain't no way in hell. The worst version of me
Mm-hmm.
can't think about doing something to this 2-year-old.
Yeah.
It don't matter what I'm on,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm on some type of drug or anything like that. Like there's no way in hell that
Yeah.
the worst version of me thinks like I'm gonna do something to this 2-year-old.
Facts.
There's no way.
Facts.
So I don't know where people's mind is when they do some of this stuff. Like, granted, maybe me and the mom had an issue.
But my issue was with you, female, and not with you, infant,
No way in hell I'm gonna do something to that kid.
at all.
I don't care how mad I get.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'm gonna do something to that
Mm-hmm.
kid. Now, I can be mad enough to maybe strike someone. Worst case, let's just say worst case scenario. I can be mad enough to do something to that woman.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell I'm gonna be mad enough to do something to that kid. Because
Yeah,
that
real
kid didn't ask to be here.
Especially if it's mine biologically. Like, you are mine. You were created because me and this female decided to lay down, and my sperm connected to what it needed to connect to create you. I would feel dumb as hell to want to say, okay, it's time for you to die. I could never see myself saying, if the situation was what it was with me and my son, like, I'm done with you now.
Never.
Like, there's absolutely nothing in the world that my son could ever do to make me say, you're not my son.
That's it.
There's nothing that Tez or Jasmine can ever do to make you say, you're not, especially Tez, because that nigga look just like you.
But never. Even like with, I don't know why this comes to my mind now. But like even what 50 was going through with his son.
Mm-hmm.
Like he tried
Mm-hmm.
to make amends, and it just got to the point where things just got out of hand.
Yeah.
Like he never at any point was like, "This is not my son. I disown you."
It's just this is what the situation is.
Right? He's like, "I just want you to be better.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to realize the situation,
Yeah.
and be better." And it's like I get that, but there's no way in hell I could do harm to you.
Ever in life.
There's no way.
And I mean, and like, I was thinking about this story before we started taping, or even before before you got to the studio or whatever. I was like, you know what? At 41 years old, my message to anybody who have kids who are under the age of 16, 17 years old, especially those who are at an infant age, if you don't want your child, my address is XYZ.
Just give them up.
Because these kids, number one, it's not like they called you on your biological clock and say create me.
Kids don't actually be born.
So because they are here now, if you know that you are not mentally or financially stable and you don't plan on being that person, let them go. Call. I will find you and your child.
Yeah.
And will make them the most happiest, confident, intelligent boy or girl that you'll ever meet in your life. And I say that knowing that there are some people who create children who are to the parents, oops.
Oh, a lot of those.
I ain't mean for this to happen. But since it's happened, I know I'm not prepared for it. So, oops, my bad.
So now the kid got to deal with the consequences.
But my thing is this: before your kid deal with the consequences, I'll take your oops, my bad, and make your child mine. Because I know what it's like. Because okay, I'm 41 years old, and in 41 years of my life, I've never had the positive father figure to say that this is what a man is supposed to be, or this is what it's like to have somebody in your life to relate to. So kill before I either see somebody go to the system who's going to be tossed around a billion times, or somebody who corrects a child that says, I never wanted you in the first place, and the child ends up being aborted or whatever. Hi, my name is. I'll take your child. I I'll take your child before I allow before you not know that there's an avenue before you kill your child.
Yeah, completely get that. 'Cause
This child didn't ask to come into this world.
it bothers me.
These kids who are dying in these schools due to people just walking into a school killing folk. They didn't ask to be born into something. I'll say this, and people probably won't agree to whatever the extent is, but even with President Biden, he just recently came out and he said that in relation to the gun laws and the gun control after this last school shooting, he basically said, at this point, there's really nothing I can do.
As the president,
You are the president of the United States of America, where we sing, "Oh, say can you see?" The land of the free and the home of the brave. But you have literally said, there's nothing that I can say or do to change gun laws. But we see every so often where somebody can buy the AR what,
AR-15.
and go into a school and kill everybody in the school.
Ain't get me started on that.
It's the I it's like I'll probably never really understand or never really grasp, but you may not be able to sign a piece of paper that says something, but you do have the power to say who is against, who is going against you, saying why you can't. No, you can't sign your name and say, I JR full love say that this is that I'm against this and this is no longer. But you can sign something that says I am JR full love and these are the people who are going against me. So that we know who to go and contact and email and call and all this other shit. But again, we're living in a day of time where, these gun laws and the gun purchases, it's more prevalent than saving a life. We are so. I'm gonna do this, and I know what the response is gonna be. I literally do, but I'm gonna do this. We are so concentrated on the life of transsexual or trans male, trans female, to where there are cities and states and senates or whatever who are literally passing laws and bills to say trans life is illegal in my state because it influences our youth. But in those same states, gun laws are free. When did we become a people that says, buy a gun and shoot and kill whoever you want?
But don't be gay.
Don't be gay and don't be trans.
Crazy, ain't
A,
it?
a couple of days ago, we had I don't know what the exact terminology was, but it was a awareness for trans lives or the trans community, and I thought about it. Y'all want to make transsexual people or transsexual individuals who have nothing to do with no. These are just people who just want to be them. Y'all want to make that illegal enough to where if they do what they do, your punishment is whatever. But your heterosexual individuals who just want to kill people just because they have a gun, y'all good with that?
Which is the stupidest thing ever.
I'll never understand it. And unfortunately, I'll always go back to Biden. You said that your fight was for X, Y, Z. But for the X, Y, Z that you said before you got in office to look right now, how much have you actually accomplished? But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother show.
That is. We'll go ahead and take a break right now.
No, we're not gonna take a break.
We're gonna take a break.
I'm trying to take a break. It's time to go. We've been doing this show for a good little minute.
All right, well, let's go.
We are like, look, you are listening to or you are watching the intro podcast. I don't want to take a break because we are almost done with today's show. I am excited. This is our first live show with JR as my co-host. I am appreciative of who he is and the fact that he is with me. Before we end today's show, I have to talk about it because I'm excited. But before I do that, I'm gonna let JR take this part of the show. Who are we drinking?
Well, of course we're drinking this. We're drinking this new Ciroc honey melon.
Money Green.
Right, money green. So shout outs to Diddy on this one. We need some more of this. This is actually a smooth drink. It has a nice summer vibe to it, which
really
of course is coming up. Of course, we always try to support our own, which we're doing with this Ciroc. But it's just it's a nice feel. Honestly, this definitely gives you some summer vibes, some summer feeling.
I'm feeling something. I don't know why. I'm feeling something.
Gives you the feeling of being outside. We didn't kill pretty much the
I
whole
was
bottle so
outside in
far.
the park right now. They would not want to see me.
So yeah, shout outs to Ciroc. Shout outs to Ciroc. Shout outs to Diddy on making this new honey melons Ciroc. This is actually this is pretty smooth. Actually.
It's
I
really
like,
smooth.
I like the taste of it even by itself. So yeah, go if you haven't tried this so far. This is a limited edition Ciroc honey melon. Go ahead and grab this. It's in a honey green bottle.
Look for that money green. I promise
Look
you.
for
you
that
will
money
not.
green. Yeah, you will not be disappointed. Other than that, though.
Wait. I gotta do it because she said it.
What?
She done said it. Whole time, I'm feeling real sober.
Can't get mad at us because we drinking on the podcast.
Look, sis, my love, boo-boo, I love you. While you're feeling sober, I just want you to know I'm feeling enough for me and for you. That part. No, but again, so before we do this last topic and before we end today's show, let me do my due and then I'll let JR do his due also. First and foremost, the sponsor for today's show, Diane Klein's Legal Shield. I absolutely appreciate the fact that there is a service that is available to us that will take care of any legal services that we have need of, whether it's court, driving violations, contract renewals, living wills, or whatever. Anything that you need, Diane Klein, she is an independent associate with Legal Shield, offering legal services starting at $29.95 and identity theft starting at $19.95 a month. They also provide a will, living will, moving violations, and assist with contract reviews and consultations. For more information, contact Diane Kleins at 214-881-5225 or at dskleins.ladiesofjustice.com. If there was ever a person to just say Troy, not even Taz, who would just say Troy, if you believe if you can get you a bottle of Ciroc and drink it and kick that bottle across the street and make money, and clients has been that person for me as long as I can remember. So I absolutely appreciate and support you, and I thank you for supporting the intro podcast and everything that we are going to be doing. Personally, myself, I have to give a shout out, of course, to my co-host, to the creator of Exquisite. What go on and say it.
That's rock done kicked in for you,
It
huh?
did.
Exquisite Custom Creations,
Or,
the Lionheart Collection.
and I say that because, you know, there's a lot of individuals who are creating really, really dope brands, but for JR and the brand in which he has established, to trust and say that they would, you know, allow me to be an ambassador to my viewing audience, and just even locally when I'm wearing the brand out to whether it's a store, a club, an event, or whatever it is. I appreciate you for doing that, for trusting the fact that my audience is what that is. What this? Hold on, let me go down to Keon.
No.
The
What
whole
she
time I'm
said now?
feeling real. She said, he said the alcohol is definitely kicked in. Keon,
What?
leave me alone. I'm just saying. But I absolutely appreciate you, bro, for being, you know, and I say oftentimes for other situations, but we are often placed in places at times where we think it's for one thing, and it ends up being a connection for something totally different. And in lieu of situations that would want to cause that connection to disperse and not be, we have been able to survive and thrive and still be here today. So I absolutely appreciate not the exquisite side of you, not the lion heart side of you, but I mean I just appreciate JR because there's not a lot of people who just want to be them and not necessarily ask for anything in return. Also, because you have proven, you know, that it's far above even what we're doing today. But just because you're just you, I absolutely appreciate you for that. Mother full of, you already know. My mom, you know, God decided to say, I need Martha with me, so you just have to do you whatever. You became that to me, and I appreciate you just for, you know, being in my inboxes and in my comments all the time at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to understand why that is. Like, she
Be
don't
up.
ever sleep.
Right.
Who else? All those who have supported the music, who have supported me, period. But those who don't understand or who have not yet learned, on the intro podcast, Spotlight Media Group, we are venturing out to TV.
We're doing a lot of big things coming up.
We are moving into the TV streaming, whether it be your Tubi, Amazon, Netflix, and all these other situations.
Yes, sir.
Like we're moving into a whole nother platform, and I need you guys to understand that whenever Spotlight Media Group was created, it was created to be a platform for individuals who need to get the name of their brand or who they are out to an audience that they don't necessarily have the ability to do. But God has given us the platform, and we taking full advantage of it. And again, when it comes down to it, I have to say again, I appreciate you for trusting in the vision of where God has given me and where I believe that we are going. And got my foot on the gas, and we're gonna make it happen. We're looking for, you know, the individual that's looking for that platform that has a proven brand that's dedicated to making sure that people know who they are. Of course, my last, before we get into the topic, is I appreciate the fact those of you who are listening to my personal music at iamtremaine.com You can find me at I Am Trevane on whatever platform you're listening to your music on. Really good R&B neo soul music. So before we close, I'm gonna give this to Baby Daddy, Yellow Bone,
So,
light skin. You
Lord,
know I love your light skin. I
Lord.
can't tell well, I can't tell where yours begin and mine end because we're not the same tone. But the one and only JR, go ahead, love.
So, of course, I want to briefly touch on some good news here. Um, so as you know, he's talking about us going into the TV space, trying to expand the Spotlight Media brand. I just want to give a big shout out to the Breakfast Club, who was recently acquired by BET to have their own syndicated TV show on BET
And VH1.
and VH1, their sister network. So that's something that I want to say Revolt TV had originally,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's going to go on BET, so it's going to go on a more massively viewed network.
Yes.
So shout out to Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy on achieving that feat, on being seen every weekday
Facts.
on the edited version of the Breakfast Club.
Facts.
One of the first podcasts to actually become a TV show. It's actually something we were talking about doing. Looks like
Yeah.
they beat us to us, but we definitely gonna be there
Yeah.
next up.
I'm just encouraged because what I saw whenever I saw the fact that BET picked them up, whenever I first told you about us moving into the TV streaming networks as opposed to the whole Tubi Netflix, people told me, "Are you sure you want to do this?" But then whenever I saw the Breakfast Club be picked up by BET and VH1 and BET Plus, I was like, "Yes, I'm sure."
Yeah, most definitely. Because they're definitely headed in the right direction. They're definitely thinking about doing what we were already talking about doing.
Facts.
So that just lets us know that we're moving in the right direction. So of course, to all of the fans of the intro podcast, to all of the fans of the music from I Am Trevane,
To all the fans that like this yellow man in front of me, because I like this man in front of me. I'm just saying,
Lord. So
call
just
him.
continue to stay tuned. We do appreciate all of our watchers and our listeners for the intro podcast. But of course, stay tuned to what we have coming up with the intro podcast. We're looking into going into some TV streams as well.
Super soon.
Definitely super soon. So go ahead and just keep a close watch on the Lionheart collection. Keep a close watch on Lionheart JR and I Am Trevane. Also the intro podcast and Spotlight Media Global. And see what we have coming up next.
Y'all see how I'm looking at him whenever he talks? Y'all can't see my eyes. Y'all see how I'm looking? Nah, seriously though, I want to do this. I post on Facebook and other social media sites. If you have a podcast or what you consider a podcast, and it's only on social media, it's only on Facebook. I'm not even say social media. It's only on Facebook, and you really want to consider what you do on Facebook as a podcast. Please do me a favor and inbox us because there's a difference.
Oh yeah, we can definitely help take your podcast to another level. Being part of the top 200 in the nation. Not trying to brag or
Last
cough
year,
on that.
yes sir. Last
not
year.
trying to brag or anything, but we're just trying to help everybody reach their full potential, including ourselves. So if there's something that you can help us with, please reach out to Spotlight Media or the Intro Podcast as well. But we're at this point we're taking all challengers. We're trying to help as many people as we can get to the next level, regardless if you're just on social media.
Facts.
Or if you have an existing podcast and you're trying to get to the next level. We're just trying to help everybody get to that level. So make sure you inbox us on Spotlight Media Global. Make sure you inbox us at the Intro
Spotlight,
Podcast.
.com.
Uh,
No, the intro podcast at gmail.com.
the Intro Podcast
That
at
part.
gmail.com. If you can't reach any of those, of course, you can always reach out to I Am Terrain. Musically, you can always reach out to the Lionheart Collection or Lionheart JR on those notes as
Do y'all
well.
need some clothes, man? Y'all need some personalized T-shirts, pants, caps, shirts, mugs, coasters, whatever.
Of course, Exquisite Custom Creations
That part.
does all apparel, all custom apparel and branding items. But we just want to let you guys know that we do appreciate you guys. And this is our first live show, so excuse us if we have more kinks out.
I don't care about the kinks. I'm just happy because we're live, and God has given me the desires of my heart.
We are live currently, and all feedback, of course, is
Positive.
all feedback is appreciated. We definitely want to know what we can do better. If there's anything we need to iron out,
That part.
let us know. Reach out to us directly.
And if y'all want to see JR in that wife beater that I told y'all about before, let us know, and I'm gonna put him in the wife beater.
no idea. What
All
you're
he
talking
has, the only thing he can say is okay because
about. That's not true. That's it's alternative.
I
facts.
wish y'all saw what I saw. I promise y'all, if y'all saw that picture, y'all would understand why y'all want to see this wife beater.
Lord.
That hair don't look like what's the Wakanda doc?
Lord.
It's not Wakanda.
Well, look, in the meantime, between time, of course, you are watching or listening to the Intro Podcast. I'm your boy, JR, and of course, I have my co-host,
The boy Taz.
and we appreciate you guys watching, tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Holla.
Thank you guys for being a part of who we are and what we do.